Hey guys, welcome back to No 20. This is David, and this week I'll be going over our next lesson in learning Starcraft in the Starcraft Basics section. This week will be economy of Starcraft. Last week we did controls and basic movement and building commands, so we'll do a quick review of that, and then we'll get right in to how economy works in Starcraft. So, oops. There we go. So I'll set up the game and AI, and I'll get right into showing you guys how economy in Starcraft works. Sorry for the you have to do a little bit of loading, but as soon as we're done, we can get right into the next segment. It'll just be a second. And don't mind any background noise. It's a really nice day out, and so there's a lot of people flying planes, so you'll probably hear some of that in the background. So I do apologize if that's too distracting. Okay, here we go. So we'll do a quick overview of what we learned last week. We learned that you can left click to select either your buildings or your units, right click to rally, left click to select, right click to move. It's as simple as that for controls. And then again, if you left click on a building, see the S button, press S on your keyboard to start building that unit, the SCV. So corresponding buttons to corresponding actions. So Starcraft, as we discussed before, it's a game of war. And just like a real war, you need to be able to have funds to produce units and to carry out your tactics. So in Starcraft, that's done through minerals, as you see here that I'm clicking on, investment gas for high-tech units. We'll go over more of what gas is used for, but right now in what we will be discussing is the value of minerals. So you see, your basic structures are going to cost a certain amount of minerals. So if you look here, and then at where it says supply depot, build supply depot, underneath it says 100 with the little blue icon underneath it. That's how many minerals it will cost. You see up here I have 500 minerals. So we'll build one of those. And that costed me, then you'll see it costed me 100 minerals. And as soon as he's done, he can get back to work. So the important thing about Starcraft is that the more income you have, the faster, the bigger you'll be able to build your army. So let's build more SCVs. So the more workers you have, the faster you can gain minerals. And now you see here, it says 11 of 24. 24 is the maximum number of workers that you can have attached to the mineral field. But the optimum number for each base is 16. So you want this to say 16 of 24. But let's say we want an even stronger economy to build a really large army, a really strong army. We'll send this SCV down to this mineral patch down here. And this patch of minerals next to our main base, that's what's known as the natural. It's going to be your natural expansion. So building another base in another mineral patch is called your expansion. So here, we built, oops, sorry about that. I have to remember not to do things like that. We'll build another supply depot because we're getting close to our maximum food supply. So that's how much supply we're using. That's how much we have available. Supply depots will raise that number, and you can also use them for walls and things like that. So he's building another command center that can be used to take in even more resources faster. Let's build 2 more SCVs for now. You get back to work. Lower that. So now we have a second base that's being worked on. And again, we want to keep spending our money. And again, in StarCraft, the goal is to spend your money on your military. So in this case, we'll use it to build a barracks, which is, again, where you can produce Marines and military units from. He's done, so let's send him to work, build 2 SCVs there, and 1 more here. So now I have 2 bases mining minerals, which will double my income. Okay, and you see how now I'm fully saturated. I have 16 harvesters working. So what do I want to do with this? Let's set it up so that any workers I produce from my main will go and work here at my natural, and then do the same here. So I always have, so I can saturate this base even faster than before. The faster I can saturate it, the faster my income will increase, and the faster I can start creating more military. So this is done. Let's build another barracks. Again, left click, right click to rally. Left click on the unit, right click to move him. And here's another shortcut. Remember hotkeys I taught you last week? You can, or control groups. If you hold, if you click on a structure or a unit, you can create a control group by pressing Control and then the number you want. So let's hold Control, press the number 2. Now this command center is hotkeyed to number 2 on my keyboard. See, 3 for my barracks, 2 for my command center. 3, 2, 3, 2. Now, another thing you can do, if you have a hotkey set up, hold Shift and left click on another building. So now, both my command centers are hotkeyed to the number 2 by holding Shift and left clicking. Let's spend some of these minerals. We're floating a lot of minerals, and this is something you don't want to have happen too much. And as you're learning the game, it's okay, but usually you want to start spending that money as fast as possible. So we'll build 6 Marines. Now I have too many workers here. Let's take a 3rd base. And we'll put down another supply depot. We want to have this supply number constantly higher than what we have here. So you notice I'm starting to send units or workers back to my main. This is why. I'm going to be building refineries. Refineries gather Vespene gas. And Vespene gas is needed for other units, high-tech units, and things like upgrades and... oh, I'm being attacked. Oops. Let's take care of this really quick. I did not want this to happen quite yet. Let's Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So Vespene gas is used for advanced units. Now you can only have 3 harvesters per geyser, so 6 per base gathering gas. So we'll do the same here. We'll take gas. So now you see that these options have been unlocked because of my tech path. Okay, sorry about that. So now, and also we are on 3 bases, so our income is really going to skyrocket, especially our mineral income. Our gas will come in, but it will not be as fast, but you're not going to see gas used as heavily as minerals. So this costs 50 mineral, 50 gas for a reactor. For this tech lab, 50 minerals, 25 gas. And I'll show you the importance of gas in just a second. But primarily, minerals are going to be your bread and butter of what you're spending. It's all of your initial structures, your basic unit structures, are only going to cost minerals. We'll build another barracks. Build, let's say, 3 more barracks. We want to clean up this dirty Protoss, don't we? I'm just kidding to any Protoss players out there. You see down here, these options have been unlocked. For the Terran, they get a thing called a mule that can call down to a mineral patch. And it gathers resources faster than a regular SCV does. Build 2 more harvesters here. We'll put down another supply depot. Keep that food supply in a good spot. Okay, so now here we see upgrades for our Terran ground units. If we click on the Tech Lab, Reactor allows us to build 2 Marines at once, or 2 Reapers. Reapers also cost gas. Seeing they're more advanced, they have a different role than the Marines, so they are going to cost gas. Oops, I have these guys just sitting here. Let's call down more mules. So, Stim Pack costs 100 minerals, 100 gas. We won't go into why things like this are important just yet, but just know that when you want to do research or you want to build advanced units, you're going to need gas. Now, while that is researching, we can still build units from here. You notice that with the Tech Lab, notice how with the Tech Lab attached, we can build Marauders. And again, we're not going to go into what the role of the Marauder is. That's not the lesson for today, but we see that it does cost gas to build a Marauder and 100 minerals. So they cost more minerals than a Reaper, but less gas. And they cost 2 supply each. You see in the far right the number 2. That's what this is going to cost you. And then the Reaper, 50 gas, 50 mineral, and the Marines, just 50 minerals. We'll build 2 Marines. Let's also get more upgrades. Let's build 2 Marauders, or Reapers, sorry. And let's get this mineral field filled. Notice I'm using my hotkeys, and from here I can just press the SCV button and have them start training. I can also do mule call downs from here and continue to increase my economy. Now I have a huge economic lead. I shouldn't be floating this much, but it's a training video. We're taking it slow, we're taking it easy. We'll build more supply depots to keep this, again, we'll keep that number high. Oop, I do not have everything rallied where I want it to be. So, let's say I take this army and we move out to attack. Another thing you can spend minerals and gas on is upgrades. For the Terran, upgrades come in the form of the engineering bay. I'm going to lose this army, but I kind of want to. That's kind of the goal. The plan is to lose my army. To show you the importance of having a good economy in StarCraft. Oh. So, I'm being attacked now, but I have no units. But I have lots of money. What should I do? Spend it. Spend all of it. Start building units. Spend all your money as fast as you can. And when you have plenty of minerals and gas, just a second. When you have plenty of minerals and gas, you can build advanced structures. And you can upgrade the damage and armor of your units. We'll do that. And now we're building a factory, which allows us to build a different set of units. We'll bring these guys in to help defend this base. Alright, good job guys. So now my SCVs, they can get back to work. We don't want them to not be working. I'm getting close to my supply. I should probably build more supply depots. What do you guys think? Okay. Now that I built this structure, the factory, I can use my minerals and gas. You notice 150 minerals, 100 gas to build starport. And on here, you see we only have 2 options available. If I make the tech lab using 50 mineral, 50 gas, then I will have more options to spend my money on. Again, StarCraft is a game about it's a game about war, but it's also a game about economy. You need to be able to manage your economy to feed your war funds. Economy equals war funds. Okay, he's not expanding very much. Send you back to work. The more bases you have, the more economy you have. You notice we now have the ability to build siege tanks. 150 minerals, 125 gas, and 3 supply. We still have plenty of supply, but we'll build a few more supply depots. Send all these guys down here to build. Remember, that's 100 minerals each for each one of these supply depots. But I have plenty floating. Again, I'm going to emphasize that it's important to always be spending your money on something in StarCraft. Whether it's building units or building structures, you want to have a good infrastructure to be able to play defensively or aggressively. And again, now is not the time where we will be Now is not the time in which we will discuss the roles of units in StarCraft, but the role of economy and why it's important. So now we see I'm on 4 bases to only his 2. So we are doubling his economy, which is really good for us. That means that means we will have more money, we can build units faster, we don't have to worry about whether or not we run out or anything like that. We will always have an available income. I locked myself in here, so you'll have to excuse me for a second. Which is really the important part of I think this is a spot in StarCraft where a lot of people have a hard time, is remembering the importance of economy. I think one habit that a lot of people get into is that they feel they need to have military units up as fast as possible. And that's simply not the case. It's actually more important to have your economy in place. But I will go over quickly situations in which a smaller economy is actually beneficial after we finish this game. Okay, so now we're going to make a push. We'll finish this up, and then I'll do a quick lesson on low economy games. We'll just kill this really quick. I'm not playing very tactfully. I'm just kind of barging through this. But this is not a tactics lesson. It's an economy. It's purely an economy lesson. But so what the important factor is in me beating this the computer here is that I had a much larger economy. If I had not increased my economy, I would have been at a massive disadvantage. Even against an easy AI, I could still lose because I simply would not have the economy to sustain such a massive army. Just like in real war, the more resources that are put into an army, the better the army can perform and reinforce itself. So we'll clean this up really quick, and I'll get on to the next part of this lesson. Yep. There we go. Cleaning that all up. And we'll accept his defeat. Okay, let me set up the next game. Alright. So, I'm setting up another game in which I will teach lessons in which a small economy is beneficial. Add the AI in. And we'll start the game. Now, low economy games are ones I do not usually recommend low league players to really start playing, but the strategy is always there. It's always an option. So I'm showing you so that you understand what cases a low economy game can play, like what role a low economy game can play in playing Starcraft Online. So this will be a little less commentary, a little more a demonstration of the a low economy style with Terran. You'll notice, okay, again, nothing too out of the ordinary yet, but here's where it diverges. I'm going to take these two units, move them all the way across the map, close, very close to the enemy's base, his main base. Notice I'm building barracks, military units, structures, very close. This is what's known as proxy. Proxying allows you, with a low economy, to do damage early in the game, which could lead to victory, an early victory if your build is not countered. But still, you need this economy to power even a low or an early aggression like this. And whether or not this is successful is irrelevant. The goal is to show different styles of game using different types of economy. Okay, so we finished up our structures here. Build 2 Marines. And we can even, if we want, build more barracks. Usually you won't see players do this, so this is highly unusual to have this many barracks sitting outside an enemy's base. Instead, they'd be focusing on either taking an economic lead at this point. If they know, if you can come up here and do an early push like this and do a lot of damage early on, then what will happen is players may begin to excuse me. You'll see players start taking more bases as they kill off the economy of the other player early on. You'll see them start to take bases and expanding while they're pushing it. So as they deny the other player's economy, they build their own, giving them a huge lead in the game, meaning they can continue to build more and more, build more units faster. And then you can see the advantage. He's running out of workers. I still have, I can still queue up a bunch of workers and take an even further advantage economically in this game, in a game about economics. So now he can't afford to make any more units. He can't afford Marines. He can't afford anything. But I can afford to keep making units. And that's the advantage of an early game pressure like this, if it's successful. So if I wanted, I could even make more bases. And see, early aggression wins me the game. Well, that's it for today's lesson. I hope that helps understanding the economy of StarCraft. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments about the series, about today's lesson, let me know and email me at norush20@gmail.com or leave comments or below. And hopefully sometime soon I'll have a Twitch page set up and a bit more, maybe a Twitter handle, so that way I can interact with you guys some more. Thank you for watching. Again, I hope that helped. And if need be, go ahead and review both the lessons that I have right now. And yeah, thanks again, guys.